coaches are pretty strict usually with schedules and every minute's planned out. When something happens like that where it throws everything off, is it tough to adjust and get back into a rhythm?
Yeah, it's a little bit tough, right now, because usually, the first game's, probably 2 p.m. Afternoon game, but
Right.
it was I don't even remember, 10:30-ish start and 3 a.m. ending. So obviously the turnover is quick. Guys are going to be more sore and a little bruised up today than we would be normally. But like I said, like I've been telling everyone, we have a really tough task ahead of us, and it's going to be a memorable game for everyone just because of the venue and everything. So we're going to have to pick it up quick and store it in the back of our minds and get ready for Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. So are you still a Nebraska fan if you're not playing them? Is that
nah? Once I committed to Wyoming, I was Cowboy through and through, nothing else. Any team we play, I'm gonna play to beat. So.
Have you talked to your dad much about this game, or was?
Yeah. My dad knew this game was coming up. The day I committed to Wyoming when I was a senior in high school, September 10th, 2016. But he's going to be in all brown and gold, and he wants us to beat Nebraska. He wants Nebraska to win every game except the Wyoming game. So.
I know back at media days we talked a little bit how Coach Bull, he told you he was a Nebraska guy when he was recruiting you. Did he specifically say hey, if you get to come here, you're gonna get to go play in Nebraska?
No, he didn't say that. Usually those kind of things in recruiting can kind of be misleading.
Right.
You come to Wyoming to play for Wyoming. You're gonna play a bunch of schools. Maybe that Nebraska game will be big, but we don't want to look forward to that. We don't want to look past anyone. So yeah, we all know there's a lot of Nebraska ties here, but so obviously we're excited. But other than that, we're just going to play a team that we want to beat. So
I know obviously your dad's not just a Nebraska player, but he was a punter.
Yep.
What was it like to see everything last week and everything that's happened with Sam Foltz and all that for you and your dad?
It's great. It's more of a tie to my sister, actually. My sister's fiance, Josh, he was a long snapper in Nebraska, and obviously, snapped to Sam. Sam was one of his good buddies. He was going to end up going to their wedding. So it's really tragic, really sad story. My sister and her fiance, they went to the funeral. I saw the video of them, the 10 guys on the field, taking the penalty. It's tragic, and you never want to see a thing like that happen. But, kudos to I knew it was going to happen. Nebraska has their fans are unparalleled. They have some of the best fans in the country, and I knew they were going to do some sort of tribute, and so that's really hats off to them. But, like I said, it's a really tragic story, and it's tough to see, but if we're gonna go in there, and obviously honor him, know he was a good punter and stuff, but we're still gonna play to win. So.
When you're watching that, is that one of those moments that maybe makes you step back for a second and realize?
It's more than a game. That's really what it is. See all those people, tribute to him and all the stuff that's gone on to tribute him. It's just really cool to see.
So growing up, until you committed, full Nebraska fan those
yeah. I literally wore a Nebraska shirt to school every day, and everything was Nebraska. But now it's all Wyoming. I got a Wyoming shirt on all the time. So it carried over. I went from Nebraska to Wyoming, but it's going to be cool to go in there, and like I said, we're going to play to win.
So did you go to the game when they played Wyoming in 2013?
I did, and that was an awesome game to see. You probably heard me talking to them. It's really sparked my interest in Wyoming to see a team go in there and really challenge Nebraska. Because I've grown up knowing Nebraska was a really dominant program, and Wyoming coming in there and really having a chance to win, it was cool to see. And I even stepped back and said, I'd love to play for Wyoming after seeing that. And they started recruiting me, so it was pretty cool.
Have you talked to any other guys on the team, kind of giving them an idea what to expect?
There's some guys. I know C.J. Johnson knows what Nebraska's all about. Johanna Gafon knows what it's all about. But I've communicated to the guys a little bit how crazy and loud and everything it's going to be. But we just got to take it like any other game and go out there and just don't worry about the crowd. Just worry about the 11 guys across the ball and try to stop them.
So your sister goes to Nebraska right now?
She does. She's a senior.
Who's she pulling for Saturday?
She's pulling for Wyoming, but she's gonna slip a little bit of red into her outfit just so she can support her school.
And her fiance graduated?
Yeah, he was a long snapper at Nebraska for 2 years and then ended up transferring, but obviously he still has some Nebraska ties. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Josh Falkenberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just looking at the game, I know obviously a good team, but their quarterback threw a lot of picks last year. Do you guys see some, are your eyes getting a little bigger maybe?
I mean, yeah, he's a great quarterback. He can throw it a mile, and he can run really well. But, with some pressure sometimes, quarterbacks, they make errant throws. So we're out there, hopefully the D-line can get some pressure. But, we all, the DBs, any game, we all want to get picked. So we're looking forward to that.
How do you think the guys will react to this first road trip?
I think it'll go well. I mean, traveling's a fun deal. You go out to the airport, don't have to go through security. You get to walk up the stairs onto the plane, and so it's going to be fun for a lot of guys, especially going to a venue like Nebraska.
Did they do much recruiting of you or anything like that?
No, they really did not recruit me at all. So that is a little bit of a motivation. So, yeah, definitely.
You get a lot of family at the game or anything like that?
Yeah, a lot of family. I've had a lot of people wanting tickets. A lot of people in my hometown will be there. So, but yeah, there'll be a lot of people there.
Do you remember the game when Wyoming last played there in 2013? Or?
I think I watched it on TV. I do remember because I know it was a close game. I do remember that, so I really remember that game.
I know there's obviously a ton of Nebraska connections on this team. Obviously, a win at Nebraska for anyone would be pretty big, but do you think that makes it mean a little bit more?
To the team?
Yeah, just for the guys that have those ties?
Maybe a little bit, but we won't let that affect us. It's just another game, so you really just have to approach it that way and not let any of those outside influences really get to you.
Is the environment going to be tough at all? I know it gets pretty noisy there.
This is going to be my first away game, so
right.
I mean, it is noisy there, but that's another one of those things that you really just can't think about. Just got to focus on the snap count and trust the guys around.
Just independent of Nebraska, what were you kind of thinking heading into your first road game? What are you going to have to, kind of make adjustments or anything like that?
There were some pass pro things I need to fix, and then snap count a lot with the noise and just staying calm because it will be a really electric atmosphere. So I just need to have a calm demeanor.
Were you pretty happy with your first performance?
For the most part, yeah. There was a lot of things I learned from, because I really was not entirely sure what to expect, like the first couple of snaps. So I felt like I learned so much in that first game that I should be able to improve some things from that.
0 sacks, that's got to be pretty exciting for you.
It was. I mean, I had a holding,
right,
and I let up some hurries, but and those are things I need to fix. But 0 sacks was definitely a positive.
Is it nice to have a guy back there can run away?
Oh yeah, it was really nice. He definitely saved us a couple times and made some big plays out of that.
I know there were a handful of holding penalties. Is that kind of the biggest thing you guys need to fix, or?
Probably, yeah. I'd say holding, and then just some little things. For me personally, just little things I can correct. But as a group, probably holding.
Could you have imagined a much crazier first college game for you?
I would have never expected it because I know I was just sitting around the hotel all day waiting, and then we were finally about to go out and we get a lightning delay. So, but by the time we got out there, back ready to go, and then 3 overtimes, it was crazy. I don't think I would have ever expected that for the first game.
I know coaches are pretty rigid about schedules and everything like that. How have you guys had to rebound from such a late night?
I mean, you watch the film, you learn from it, and you gotta move on. That's exactly what we'll do. So it was a great win, but we have a game this Saturday, so we gotta focus on that.
What'd you do after the game? Straight to sleep or celebrate?
I went straight to sleep. By the time I was pretty wound up, so I left the facility after I showered and everything at like 4. I don't think I fell asleep till like 5:30. I was excited. We went to Lawrence, and we were all just really excited as a group. So.